Russell Baker. One of the first children's shows on television. It became an institution. It's Howdy Doody time after this.
Whatever you want in a shirt, Arrow's got it. For classic style and fit, Arrow's got your shirt. Arrow button-downs, Arrow stripes, Arrow knits. If you're more adventurous, Arrow's got your shirt. A lean, mean fit, or regular fit, in hot new colors, punched-up plaids, bold new looks. Arrow shirts, worn by half the men in America, and reaching for...
Available at all Gimbel stores.
Oh, the lovely nutty things you can do with diamond walnuts. Fancy appetizers, tasty tantalizers, leafy things, coffee rings, diamond makes them sparkle. Cookies, cakes, and pies, you can taste them with your eyes. Nutty breads, crunchy spreads, diamond makes them sparkle. Main dishes, side dishes, frosting topped with birthday wishes. Christmas goose, chocolate mousse, diamond makes them sparkle. Oh, the lovely nutty things you can do. It's really true. Diamond walnuts make it sparkle.
I'm Phil Rizzuto for the Money Store, where we specialize in making loans to qualified homeowners for business investment, debt consolidation, home improvement, or any legitimate purpose at all. And now, under a new financing plan of the Federal National Mortgage Association, monthly payments can be lower than ever before. Want more information? Call the Money Store's new local toll-free number. Dial 1-800-221-9000.
Does your health insurance pay for routine doctor's visits and checkups? The Philadelphia Health Plan does. We provide major medical and hospitalization too, but we believe that insurance should cover your day-to-day good health and not just the big events. The Philadelphia Health Plan is more than just health insurance. We're providers of health care, and we're managed by one of the John Hancock companies, the Philadelphia Health Plan. We think health insurance shouldn't just be for the special occasions.
In 1947, the first TV show for children went on the air, and it was so successful it lasted 13 years. Millions of us remember just how it used to start.
Say, kids, what time is it?
Howdy Doody, who was a puppet, was the star. His pal, Buffalo Bob, was played by Bob Smith. Buffalo Bob usually had his hands full with a very funny character named Clarabell Hornblow, who didn't speak but used horns and seltzer water to communicate.
Didn't you hear what I told you? Now, you can squirt Sir Archibald, that's all right. But you don't squirt me. I said, Clarabell, don't squirt me. No!
Clarabell was actually played by 3 people during the run of the show. Lou Anderson, one of the Clarabells, sounds like a rock group, doesn't it, is joining Buffalo Bob and Howdy Doody this morning. Good morning. We're so glad to have you. How are you?
Nice to be here, Kathy. It's great.
How are you, Clarabell? Oh, that's right, Clarabell doesn't talk.
No, you can't talk.
There were so many terrific characters on the show. One of the most unusual was the Flub-a-Dub. Tell me about him.
Flub-a-Dub was 8 animals in one. He had a dachshund's body. He had a giraffe's neck, a duck's bill, cat's whiskers, pig's tail, seal's flippers, and the memory of an elephant.
Some people in New York that you're just describing right now.
And you know, he always used to eat flowers. This was very funny. So we used to feed him flowers until we got terrible letters from parents saying, look, get off of that flower kick, will you? Our kids are in the garden eating the rose bushes, and we're afraid they're going to get hurt. So we made it meatballs and spaghetti, and that was his big
And the parents were happy.
And we still get thank you letters from Franco-America.
I bet they were very pleased. How did Howdy Doody get his name?
Well, we started on a radio show, a Triple B Ranch show. The 3 B's stood for Big Brother Bob. And I did a little character, a little Mortimer Snurdish character called Elmer. And Elmer would come on, I'd say, hi, Elmer. And Elmer would say, oh, well, howdy doody. And then we'd wind up the show, and I'd say, well, so long, Elmer. And he'd say, well, howdy doody. Well, now the kids would come in and see the show, and this was radio. We didn't have a dummy or a puppet. I just talked to myself, and invariably they said, gee, we're disappointed. Where is Howdy Doody?
Sure.
Well, this gave us two ideas. We won't call him Elmer. Oh, that's right, Buffalo Bob, and ever since then you called me Howdy Doody. That's exactly right, Howdy. Very good. So then we told the television people about it, and they were looking for a kid's show, so we just came up with this little fella.
Lasted 13 years.
That's right.
We have a clip of you and Howdy Doody talking.
Good.
Let's look at that.
Everybody just wants to hear it again.
Yeah, now calm down.
Oh, I think that's so great. Just what a melody. Just listen.
I know it's a great melody, Howdy.
Oh,
and I was going to sing. Yeah, I know. I was going to sing with all the kids right now.
Oh, be
Howdy,
a doozer. What a song, boy.
Howdy.
Go. They want to sing.
Howdy, boy.
Not your mother.
Howdy.
They want us to stop and you know, to help your brother. Everybody wants
Howdy,
to.
I was
Please sing it. Please sing it.
Howdy, I was going to sing it.
Sorry.
Did we do that?
You did Howdy Doody's voice, though, so how did you do that?
Well, I used to pre-record Howdy. See, when the kids would come in the peanut gallery and they'd see me talking for Howdy, the whole illusion was spoiled.
Yeah.
So I used to pre-record Howdy's voices, and we had great engineers who used to be able to handle that.
I understand that Howdy Doody has, for us, our very own Thanksgiving song. Is this true?
Oh,
right here on
boy,
Good Morning America.
I sure do, Kathy. As a matter of fact, my good friend Eddie Keene wrote this, and if Clarabell would play the Yamaha, I'd love to sing it right now. So, play it nice, Clarabell. Now, here we go. I'm thankful that I'm living where I can celebrate Thanksgiving, where there's a home, a church, a school for me to go, where I can sit or walk or run or come or go, where I can share the moon, the rain, the sun, the snow. I'm thankful that I'm living where I can celebrate Thanksgiving, where everyone is free to say what he wants to say. So while I have a chance to open my heart, I'll do my part and say a great big thanks for this Thanksgiving Day. A million thanks for this Thanksgiving Day. Ho, 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 ho. Thank you, Clarabell. Well, Howdy, that was very good. Remembered all the words, too,
And
didn't
not
he?
bad singing either, Howdy, not at all. He has 48 freckles, right? And then you added 2 more.
He had 48 until we got Hawaii and Alaska. Now he has 50 freckles.
Thanks so much for being here with us today. I know that you have you've spoken one time in 13 years, right? Do you have anything to say to us?
Clarabell, do you have anything to say?
Oh, he does.
You had something to say, but you don't. You do. You learned something in 59 years in Clown Town? What have you learned, Clarabell? What can you say? Huh?
Happy Thanksgiving.
Right here on our show. Thank you. We'll be right back.
I don't want to grow up. I'm a Toys R Us kid. They got a million toys at Toys R Us that I can play with. I don't want to grow up. I'm a Toys R Us kid. They got the best for so much less. You really flipped your lid. From bikes to trains to video games, it's the biggest toy store there is.
Gee whiz!
I don't want to grow up, 'cause maybe if I did, I couldn't be a Toys R Us kid. More games, more toys. Oh boy, I want to be a Toys R Us kid.
Unparalleled natural wonders are just a short drive away in New Hampshire. Families of friends come together to challenge our mountains and ski 70 major areas. This winter, give yourself New Hampshire. Call 1-800-453-9000 for a winter vacation kit or write New Hampshire Vacations, Concord, New Hampshire.
Thanksgiving weekend's the biggest sales event of the year. At McCafferty Ford, it's tremendous. We can't carry our huge inventory through December, so as president of McCafferty Ford, I've instructed our sales force to clear out at least 75 cars and trucks immediately, this weekend. We reduced prices on 500 cars and trucks, financing low as 10.75%, and up to $1,000 in factory rebates. See us this weekend. If you can't make a deal, ask for me, Gary, at the Eastern Giant, McCafferty Ford, Route 1 Langhorne.
They were among the first Pennsylvanians, arriving 300 years ago to settle in the New World with their rich variety of Old World traditions. The Pennsylvania Germans, a celebration of their arts, 1683 to 1850. Presented by the Philadelphia Museum of Art and the Winterthur Museum and Gardens. The Pennsylvania Germans, the most comprehensive collection of their handcrafted art ever assembled. October 17th through January 9th at the Philadelphia Museum of Art.
This is Action News at 8:25 with Harry Martin.
Good morning and happy Thanksgiving. 37 degrees and sunny right now. We'll have the complete AccuWeather forecast in just a moment. This morning, firefighters in Philadelphia are battling a two-alarm fire at 5th and Mifflin Streets in a vacant store. No injuries reported. The cause still under investigation. The fire was under control about a half hour ago. At the same time, a two-alarm fire gutted a State store in Upper Darby early this morning. The State store was located at Baltimore Pike and Bishop Avenue. And this morning, Philadelphia firefighters are still on the scene of a stubborn fire at 10th and Chestnut Streets. Here's what the action cam found at the Gola Electronics store, the scene of a four-alarmer. The fire was contained in the sub-basement. It did spread to upstairs. The upstairs portion of the store had burned TV sets and stereos. Traffic was a mess last night around the scene, and Chestnut Street is still closed from 9th to 12th Streets. No injuries were reported, or rather 2 injuries were reported. The blaze is now under control, but it had been burning for about 12 hours. Philadelphia police have yet another case of an elderly woman being attacked this morning. Police say that a 70-year-old woman whose name is not being released was attacked and raped inside of a ladies' room at the restaurant at 7th and Girard. The attacker also took $300 from the woman after making her disrobe. Police have charged 41-year-old Jose Antonio Lacourte of the 1800 block of Fairmount with rape, robbery, and other crimes. Stratford, New Jersey is in mourning today in the aftermath of a very horrible crime there. Police found the body of a 4-month-old girl wrapped in a plastic bag and placed in her crib. The girl's mother, 23-year-old Carol Timmons, is behind bars this morning charged with murder. Police accuse her of holding her hand over the baby's mouth because the infant would not stop crying. Little Maria died of suffocation. Her mother is scheduled to be arraigned tomorrow. Well, since today is Turkey Day, 1982, you'll have to do without some of the things that you usually do on Thursdays. Here's a look at the holiday schedule. The banks, federal, state, and local government offices are closed. There will be no trash or garbage pickup. Only special delivery and express mail services are going to be provided today. Pennsylvania liquor stores are closed, but New Jersey liquor stores are going to be open. SEPTA is operating on a holiday schedule today. The Delaware Valley, of course, gearing up for Thanksgiving, heading off to relatives for the traditional dinner at this hour. Gas, incidentally, is about 6 cents a gallon cheaper this year, but the National Highway Safety Council says that between 400 and 500 motorists are going to be killed on the nation's highways. On a much brighter note, people here in the Delaware Valley are getting ready for Gimbel's Thanksgiving Day Parade. If you can't make it to the parade itself, Channel 6 is going to provide a front row seat with a preview at 10 o'clock on AM Philadelphia, and then full coverage with Jim O'Brien and Dave Roberts here on Channel 6.
Time out. You've got 72 hours to do your Christmas shopping early at Acme's half-price sale on watches. This Friday, Saturday, and Sunday only, we're selling all watches at half price. From luxury Seikos to watches by Benrus, Bulova, Gruen, and other top makers. A stunning variety for men and women. But hurry, this sale is on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday only. So stock up now while supplies last. There's no limit to what you can buy. The 72-hour half-price sale on watches at Acme. Your store for low prices. Tell a friend.
It's 37 degrees and sunny. Here comes AccuWeather for a Thanksgiving Day. Bright sunshine today, getting up to a high of 48 degrees. This afternoon, it's going to be sunny, cold, and windy with a high of 48. This evening, clear with a 10 o'clock temperature of 42 degrees. Action News continues today at noon. See you then.
Black denim jeans have all the mystery and magic of black. It's a shame to call them Janes.
Don't miss the furniture bargains during Levitt's big Thanksgiving weekend sale, like these open stock dream bedroom pieces in white provincial styling. Imagine this twin-size four-poster bed is incredibly priced at only $78, canopy and frame extra. And just $88 buys your choice of three-drawer chest, open hutch, corner desk, student desk, or nightstand. Other pieces are also sale priced now during Levitt's Thanksgiving weekend sale.
You love it at Levitt's.
The Lower Bucks Hospital offers Lifeline to residents in the Lower Bucks area. Lifeline provides emergency aid to the elderly, disabled, or chronically ill. For more information, call 785-9280. The number again, 785-9280.
Watch Tic-Tac-Toe tonight at 7 o'clock.
Good morning, everyone, and happy Thanksgiving Day to all of you. David Hartman and Joan London have the day off. I'm Frank Gifford, sitting with a #1 draft pick in every respect, Cathy Lee Johnson.
Well, thank you, Frank. From you, that's quite a compliment.
No question. Top pick. Well, today is the day when most of us stop to give thanks for what we have and where we can to extend a hand to those who have not. One such place is Some House in Washington, D.C. Some, S-O-M-E. So others can enjoy Thanksgiving and have a meal. That's a live shot. We'll be talking to two of the principals at Some House a little later on.
It's also a tremendous day of thanks for Joseph and Beatrice Toohey, whose daughter is getting well after a liver transplant operation, and Debbie Schumann, whose daughter is back with her after being kidnapped. They'll be here with us. Now at 8:30, Steve Bell has the news. Steve?
Good morning, Kathy. Good morning, everyone. Police in Italy have arrested a Bulgarian national on charges of taking part in last year's assassination attempt against Pope John Paul II. The man is described as a 35-year-old Rome employee of Bulgarian Airlines. A Turk, Ahmed Ali Aga, is already serving a life term for actually shooting and wounding the Pope. The independent commission investigating Israel's role in the Beirut massacre has warned Prime Minister Begin and 8 other government leaders they may be accused of failing in their duties. The commission has given Begin and the others 15 days to defend themselves against possible charges of failing to prevent the killings. In Cairo, meanwhile, Egypt's President Mubarak has called publicly for the first time for the PLO to recognize Israel, also to drop its insistence on immediate reciprocal recognition. Trade ministers from around the world are meeting in Geneva today to decide how international commerce and farm exports will be conducted. Walter Rogers has that story.
Delegates to the GATT tariff and trade talks are meeting again, with the United States, Japan, and the developing countries lining up against the European Common Market on the issue of European subsidies of their farm exports. The Americans here consider subsidizing farm exports an unfair trade practice, and the U.S. trade negotiator Bill Brock appeared to be making little progress in getting the Europeans to phase them out. Other Americans here are hinting at U.S. retaliation, protective legislation, and dumping American agricultural surpluses on the world markets if the Europeans don't yield. The message American delegates are delivering in Geneva is that U.S. businessmen and farmers are fed up with so-called fair trade.
All they know is they're losing money. They can't market their products. And as far as they're concerned, somebody else is seizing a market that properly belongs to us.
What appears to be a deadlock in efforts to liberalize world trading rules could yet be resolved, because everyone here has warned of the dangers of a trade war, and if no compromise is reached, a trade war could make the global recession infinitely worse. Walter Rogers, ABC News, Geneva.
Also this morning, the Soviet parliament has adjourned without giving the title of president to Communist Party boss Yuri Andropov. However, the Soviet legislator did name one of Andropov's former colleagues on the KGB, Gedyur Aliyev, as the first deputy prime minister. The U.S. government says the federal budget deficit in October was the biggest in history, the red ink totaling more than $26 billion. This evening on ABC's World News Tonight, a look at whether America's concert halls can survive at a time when the economy is singing the blues. And finally this morning, the family of young Jamie Fisk, whose life was saved by a liver transplant, will have a special reason to be thankful today. Kathleen Sullivan has that story.
Doctors had not expected Jamie to celebrate her first birthday. She was dying of a liver ailment earlier this fall when her father went to a medical convention in New York and appealed for help in finding a liver donor. 3 weeks ago, a donor was found. In an operation at the University of Minnesota, Jamie received the liver of a Utah boy who was fatally injured in an auto accident. There will be no big celebration today or tomorrow, Jamie's first birthday, But Jamie and her mother will be joined at the hospital by her father and brother for a quiet reunion. On this Thanksgiving Day, Jamie's father, Charles Fisk, says he has much to be thankful for. Says Fisk, he would like to rent a coliseum and invite the whole country. Kathleen Sullivan, ABC News.
And on that hopeful note, we end our news for this morning and wish all of you a very happy Thanksgiving Day. Frank?
Thank you, Steve, and have yourself a great day.
Certainly look forward to it. A little football in there, too.
There's a little bit coming up. John Coleman is also coming up with the weather after this from Educational News Service.
Mayer, 2 records with a beautiful book, her life story, rare photographs, Golda, a beauty queen at age 21. Hear that voice again, those unforgettable speeches, commentary by Dinitz, Kissinger, Elie Wiesel, Billy Graham, and others. Music by Paul Zim. Ingrid Bergman used these recordings to learn Golda's voice. A wonderful holiday gift. An $18 value now offered at $12.95. Orders are shipped within several days, credit card, check, or COD.
Folks around these parts are a mite confused about Campbell's Chunky. Like Chunky chicken here. On the one hand, it's a soup. A body can eat with a spoon. On the other hand, it's filled with chunks of chicken and mushrooms and noodles a body can eat with a fork. Question is it a soup or is it a meal? Clear to me, Chunky is the soup that eats like a meal.
Chunky chicken. It's the soup that eats like a meal.
Wilkinson Sword has built a good case for a knife that's always sharp. The Wilkinson Sword self-sharpening knife. It's sharp every time you need it, because every time you remove it from the protective case, the built-in sharpener sharpens the stainless steel blade. The Wilkinson Sword self-sharpening knife. Several popular sizes. One will become your favorite knife. Case closed. From Wilkinson Sword.
In Colombia, South America, on Laguna La Cocha, for centuries they have celebrated a pre-Columbian ritual because they have a dedication to their heritage. The same dedication to heritage that has been passed to Juan Valdez. He picks his coffee as it had been picked for centuries by hand, day after day, bean by bean, only when it is ready. It is no surprise. Colombian coffee is the richest in the world. It is a national heritage.
It's 23 minutes before 9, time for the weather with John Coleman. Hi, John.
Kathy, you want to come to my house for Thanksgiving dinner?
Why not?
You can have all the turkey and yams, just leave me the stuffing. That's what I like.
It's a deal.
Hello, everybody. I hope your Thanksgiving Day is going to be terrific. The weather report sponsored by Planters. And here is the satellite view of the nation's weather. There is no big storm anywhere in the country. And from Maine to Florida, skies are mostly clear and the weather is dry. A few showers will amble into Florida later, and a few flurries will touch the mountains of Maine. But if you want to find some slightly messy weather, come with me to the southwest. In that area, there are touches of snow, like around Midland, and freezing drizzle and cold rain and snow at higher elevations throughout New Mexico. And that slight messiness extends out into parts of Oklahoma and southern Kansas and over into Arkansas and Missouri at dawn, but it should warm up in that area. In the west, just a slight band of clouds moving into Washington and Oregon could produce a few coastal showers later. And a southwest view also shows that the clouds are coming now into portions of Arizona as well, where we could get just a little mountain snows in the southeastern part of the state, spreading up toward Flagstaff by late in the day. Now, you ready? Here's the weather map that goes into motion. And what it shows is that most of the country is going to have one terrific Thanksgiving Day. But if you are anywhere in Arizona, southern Colorado, eastern portions of New Mexico and across a good part of Texas, figure that there are going to be pockets of messy weather, and travel advisories are certainly merited in that area. Temperatures in the 50s throughout most of the south, below freezing through most of the northern states, and raininess is just skirting the south coast of Alaska. That's the National Weather Now Today's local forecast.
And it's going to be a beautiful day for the Thanksgiving Day parade, for turkey munching, or just for goofing off. Bright sunshine this morning. Noon temperature of 44. It's 37 right now. This afternoon, sunny, cold, and windy, a high of 48.
From all of us on the weather crew to you, a happy Thanksgiving. Particularly if you're lonesome today, we'll be thinking of you. Now, stay with us on Good Morning America, because coming up next, Kathy with the Senior Gleamers of California. A wonderful Thanksgiving story.
Deal me in.
Jake, why'd it go after you crunch?
Billy Joe, these are Planters cheese balls. Planters taste better than those. Where you been?
By God, they do taste better. Crunchy and cheesy.
They're Planters. You're learning, boys. You're learning.
Planters cheese balls, more after every crunch.
Back at 8:39. They call them senior gleaners at around